I love the joke that Nice Bull gives when he tries to break the fourth wall. He just looks at the audience and says, "The proposal." That just had me like dying laughing. I really like Deadpool's character arc in this film, and Vanessa ended their relationship, and he's kind of lost. He has a lot of regrets, and I think that it pushed him in ways that I didn't really see coming in this film. He's a superhero, and he should be out there saving lives. I really like what they did with Deadpool arc in this film, and he went through a lot of stuff. I liked his meeting with Happy Hogan on Earth 616, which is like the Avengers Earth, and I like that Happy says to him like, "You're not quite ready for an Avengers team yet, because you're sort of doing this for yourself and not for others. But we'll still keep an eye on you," and I think that eventually Deadpool will be in Avengers 5 and 6. I think he'll be among the rest of the team, as he should be. I think that Deadpool is a worthy addition to the Avengers. Wade then takes a dead-end job and retires from being Deadpool altogether. I love his friend Peter. I thought that Peter had really funny lines in this movie. Wade tries to move on with his life, but he can't because he's still in love with Vanessa. So yeah, at the beginning of this movie, Deadpool is digging up Wolverine's grave. And I like how they don't really mess up with the Logan timeline because Wolverine is dead. That Wolverine is gone. So Deadpool must now go out and try to find a Wolverine variant. But first he's tracked down by the TVA, who's after him because he used time travel in the previous film to save Vanessa. Fights off the TVA while a song of the Backstreet Boys happens in the background. He fights the TVA off with the bones of Wolverine. I think that entire sequence, the entire opening credit scene, is just really fun. It's exciting and it's bombastic. I can criticize the editing of the movie a bit, since Deadpool has the spotlight for most of it, and Ryan Reynolds has some jokes that are very in your face and obvious, and the camera lingers on Reynolds a little too long, and sometimes it makes the joke not clever or unfunny, and I thought that some of the humor were sometimes too repetitive. I felt like there was a lot of anal stuff, and I thought the dog was cute, but in the long run was overplayed. And the heroin stuff, which was funny at first, but it sort of like got old after a while. Some of the humor didn't work, but a lot of the humor did. I like that the movie takes some hits on Marvel and how Deadpool tells Wolverine, "Yeah, you've arrived during a low point in the MCU." I thought that was a really great line. Or how about the multiverse has been played out, and it's been mem movie after mem movie after mem movie and after mem movie, and you get the gist of it. I think that Marvel should get credit where credit is due for making fun of themselves, because not any studio would. And I love the scene where he's celebrating his birthday, and like we flash back to where Deadpool was before that. So we flash back and we go to his birthday with the people that he loves, and I like that the movie really shows that Deadpool actually cares. He's not only for the jokes, but he cares about the people in his life, and he wants to do some good. The TVA get him, and he meets Mr. Paradox, who is the actor that plays Tom in Succession, which I liked here. I didn't think that he was amazing or anything, but I thought that he worked well with what he had to do. I didn't think that like the character was super well written, but I think it worked fine for the context of this movie. I like the moment where Deadpool goes to the TV screens and he sees like all the moments from the previous Avengers films. We see one moment with Thor, which kind of looks like it's in the future, sort of. Probably in like Avengers 5 or something, and I like that the moment gives you the feels. and I think we'd be shedding tears if Captain America or Robert Downey Jr. ever came back in these roles. So, like I said, Deadpool now must find a variant of Wolverine because he wants to save his universe from dying. And so he searches from Earth to Earth to find the variant that he thinks is the most suitable for him. And I like all the variants he comes across. He comes across Wolverine fighting Hulk, and Wolverine that is played by Henry Cavill, my boy, and it's so great. I love this entire sequence. And then he finds probably the worst Wolverine that he could have found, because the X-Men are dead because of him, and Logan has all this guilt on his shoulders. He's a drunk. He doesn't care much about anything anymore. And I think that's great. I think that both of these characters have remorse, they have regret, and that's sort of the reason they can bond. They sort of come to understand each other, even if at the beginning of this film they don't like each other at all, and they often come to blows with one another. But at the end of this movie, they end up respecting one another, and I think that that was one aspect of this film that was done super well. So Paradox prunes them both into the void. He's not happy that Deadpool brought back Wolverine, and so they're stuck in this like desolate landscape, this post-apocalyptic world, and it's very much like Mad Max because it references even Mad Max, and just this really terrible and shitty place. And we've seen this part of the universe of the Marvel Cinematic Universe before in Loki, but if you haven't seen any of the Loki show, I think that you're not lost. I think the movie explains it pretty well, and I think that it's a fun part of the movie. It takes a little too much of the screen time, in my opinion. I would have liked them to get out of the void maybe sooner, but it's like this road trip movie almost, so I don't mind it personally, but I would have liked maybe for them to get out of the void sooner. Like the first cameo that they come across is actually Chris Evans. Chris Evans, I thought, was fantastic in this movie. I really thought that he was playing Captain America at first when we first saw him, but he looked a little skinnier than Steve Rogers used to be. So I never really just thought to myself, oh, he's playing Johnny Storm, until he flies off and turns into fire. I thought that, oh yeah, for sure he's playing Captain America, and then I just blew up. I just didn't really believe it because oh my god, he's actually playing a Fantastic Four from the original two films, and I really enjoyed that. I thought it was super well done, and he's sort of like this cocky character, and I really enjoyed Chris Evans in this film. He's really one of my favorite parts of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's great seeing him. And so they arrive soon to this lair, this villain lair, Nova. She's the main villain of this place, and I love that it's this giant Ant-Man suit. And Paul Rudd is dead in this universe. I just love the line from Deadpool. Paul Rudd has finally aged. I thought that was a fantastic line. And so they arrive there, and I like mostly everything that happens there. I think that Nova isn't as great as a villain as I would have liked her to be. I like that she's Charles' twin sister, but I just think that they could have developed her more, and I just kind of tired of these villains that want to destroy the entire universes, and I just didn't think that they really developed her motivations really all that well. Why does she want that? Or I just think that they could have done more with their character. She was menacing. I thought that she was menacing, but I just didn't care for her all that much. And so Nova, she kills Johnny really in a brutal way. She rips his skin off. And then she leaves Wade and Logan to be consumed by Alioth, which this ultimate power, but they manage to escape. So they meet Nicepool and Logan and Wolverine. They want to go to the Resistance, who are willing to fight against Nova and that live in the Void's borderlands. I like when Deadpool and Wolverine they meet Nicepool, and it's like this handsome Ryan Reynolds, and I just think that their chemistry with one another is really good. I like how attached Deadpool gets to the dog, and he wants to adopt the dog himself, even though it belongs to Nicepool. And so they take his car, of this like shitty car, and they travel through the void. But it's not long before they get on each other's nerves and they start fighting. And the fight in the car is probably one of my favorite part of the film. It's really well done. It's satisfying. It's brutal, and they just fight each other to the death almost, because well they can't really die, and they're just like hurting each other until like they're exhausted. Now Wade and Deadpool are both unconscious in the car, and then Laura, she drives them to the Borderlands, where we meet all of the cameos, the Fox cameos, which I think all of them were really fun and exciting. I thought that the most surprising one was Blade. I wasn't really expecting that. Elektra, I could have seen it. Like I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Elektra, Jennifer Garner, she looks great as Elektra. And then Channing Tatum as Gambit, thought was a huge surprise, and I thought he was really great in this movie. His accent is just terrible, and it's really hard to understand him, but I really enjoyed him, and I hope that maybe one day he actually does a Gambit movie, but like he loses the accent. That would be really great. And then we have Daphne Keane as Laura, and Daphne Keane I thought was really awesome in this movie. I really like her X-22 character. I think she's amazing, and I really like her scenes with Logan, and how she tries to like console him and tell him that he reminds her of the Wolverine that saved her life, and that he's actually worth a damn. He's not like this alcoholic. He's actually a really good man. Every of the cameos are great. It's like this movie is like a love letter to the Fox X-Men universe, because that ended. So I don't expect all of the actors from the previous X-Men movies to come back. They're probably gonna recast them now. I would have liked maybe to have a little more cameos, like Charles Xavier and James McAvoy could have been great, or Michael Fassbender as Magneto. That could have been good as well. I was expecting a little more people from the previous X-Men films, but I think that we got enough. I think that they were really well used, unlike the cameos in Multiverse of Madness, which I don't think were used all that well. I think they were wasted. Here I think that they were used with the purpose, and I really enjoyed all of these additions to this film. I thought that most of the humor, like I said, really worked in this film. When it didn't work, I thought the humor sometimes halted the film. But I thought that most of the humor worked, which for Marvel, that's a plus. Sometimes the humor really doesn't work, like Thor and Love and Thunder. But here I thought the humor was very good and fun. Like all the secondary villains as well, I think that it was great bringing them back. Like Sabretooth, Toad, Lady Deathstrike, Callisto, Azazel, Bullseye, and Cyclops. I thought they were all very good, and they all contributed a lot to this movie. I thought that they made the scenes even more fun and exciting. The X-Men rejects, they want to stop Nova, so they need Juggernaut's helmet. She won't be able to use her powers, and I like it that they can't use Magneto's helmet because they don't have it, and Deadpool's like, fuck. And so they go to Nova's lair, and then a big fight ensues with the Fox rejects, and then with the villains. And so Deadpool and Wolverine, they manage to get up there, and Deadpool finally manages to put the helmet on Nova, but like one of her goons, he shoots her. Now she's going to die if they don't lift her helmet up, and they won't be able to leave the void, so they need her to cross to the other universe. So one of our goons, he starts speaking, and then Wolverine just shoots him. He's like, not everybody gets a speech today. And I love that line because like nobody cares about this random guy. So he just like shoots him. And so Logan convinces Deadpool to take off the helmet, and Nova, she gets healed. So she allows them to escape in order to go save Deadpool. Wade and Logan soon learn in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that Paradox wants to eliminate Deadpool's timeline without permission from his leaders. He is using the Time Ripper, like this machine, and he wants to kill like all timelines, and now they know that they have to stop him, but they're soon stopped by like a bunch of different Deadpools. And I like this scene, but I just didn't feel that they were absolutely necessary for the plot. I thought that it was like a really cool action scene, but like I just don't know if they were completely necessary, but I thought they were fun. It was a nice action sequence, and I love the music. I like how different actors voice the Deadpools as well, like Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds' wife, she voices one, and then Matthew McConaughey as well, and Nathan Fillion, they all voice Deadpools. I thought I noticed like the Matthew McConaughey one is like this super iconic voice, so I thought it was like, oh, is that Matthew McConaughey? And then I checked after and I realized it was. I like the finale of this film. I thought it was a cool ending, and I thought that it was really emotional when both Wade and Logan tried to sacrifice themselves to save the timeline. Like, it ends up that both Wade and Wolverine have to do it. You have to do it together. They try to break the machine. Like, they can both die from it, but like, let's face it, I was really never worried that they were gonna die, because like they can't really die. I thought that the stakes were pretty high in this film, but I just never thought that they were in real danger, if that makes sense. And so they managed to save the timelines. They end up winning. They destroy the machine. They kill Cassandra. Paradox is then arrested by the TVA. I also liked the moment between the TVA woman and Peter. I thought that was a nice touch. And then, yeah, Logan and Wolverine, they sort of like respect each other now. I wouldn't say that they're friends per se, but I think that they do have an understanding, and I think that they would actually have another adventure together. So we end here this film at Deadpool's party, and of course Deadpool brings Wolverine to the party, and everybody's there, like Kimiko and Vanessa and Peter, and there's a bunch of people there. And so Deadpool and Vanessa, they get back together, and that's where this movie ends. And so yeah, that's where the movie ends. Deadpool tells Wolverine, like, you're gonna do this until you're 90. That was just like a nice compliment to Hugh Jackman, but I'm sure that he doesn't want to do this until he's 90. I think he wants to do other things. But yeah, how great are both of these actors in this film? I think that you go into Deadpool Wolverine for Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, and I think that they delivered on this aspect. It is amazing. I think that it's really great. It's a great, fun, and exciting film. I thought that the story was a little lackluster, and some parts were just a bit taken away by the comedy. But overall, I thought that it was a really fun and exciting movie. I gave it a 9 out of 10. And I think it's a really fun film. So let me know what you thought about Deadpool and Wolverine. Let me know what your favorite parts are. And I just loved the ending scene, the ending post-credit scene. I thought it was going to be like a bigger scene than that, but I thought it was pretty funny how Deadpool tries to clear his name, and how he got Johnny Storm killed, but like Johnny Storm just like badmouthed Nova, and he was filmed, and that's what got him murdered. So I really enjoyed that scene as well, and I like the little video that they did with the Green Day song at the end credits. So yeah, let me know what you think about Deadpool and Wolverine down in the comments below. Please subscribe. See you next time. Bye.
Yeah, well, he ain't shit in mine. Scott used to beg me to wear this suit. So did Doran and the Beast. But I couldn't have him thinking I wanted to be there. And it was too late.
It's only 9 people, but my entire world is right here in this picture. And I have no idea how to save it alone, but you know how to save them.
Whoever you think I am, you got the wrong guy.
You were always the wrong guy. Till you weren't.
Are you ready?
Fuck yeah, I'm ready. I'm the Wolverine. Stop it.